I am the ancient frost, the silent architect of the north. I have seen the continents shift and the stars fade, but nothing moves through my domain with more grace and more terror than the white ghost. Beneath the pale, low sun, life here does not just unfold. It fights for every second of its existence. In the heart of a snowdrift, a guardian mother lies in a state of deep metabolic stillness. But from the darkness of the den, a fragile sound rises. It is the language of a new beginning, soft scratches, tiny mews, and the rhythmic pulse of hunger. But across the frozen plains, another rhythm stirs. Footsteps heavy and deliberate, crushing the frozen crust of the world. They are not drawn by sight, for here, the eyes are often blinded by the glare of the void. They are drawn by a scent that can travel for miles across the wind. A scent of life vulnerable and near. A massive male polar bear, 1,000 pounds of hunger and aggression, approaches. In my kingdom, there is no taboo. A male bear will consume the young of his own kind to ensure his own survival. It is a move few would dare, but the price is often paid in blood. Silent as a drifting mist, the giant approaches. Every nerve is tight, every paw careful. He does not wish to wake the sleeping beast, for even he fears the fury of a mother. The first heavy paw edges toward the entrance of the den. He is the tester of fates. He probes the snow, measuring the depth of the mother's resolve. He glides closer, mute as a shadow, his black nose twitching with the heat of the cubs inside. But beneath the snow, the mother's eyelids snap open. She does not wait for the breach. The den explodes. A mountain of white fur bursts through the ice, a roar erupting from her throat that shatters the silence of the tundra. She stands between her young and the cannibalistic giant. To her, this is not just a fight. It is a war for the future. She probes his defense with a hesitant, testing swipe of claws that can peel the hide off a walrus. The male bear recoils, his own roar shaking the very ground. They circle each other, a dance of titans on a stage of glass, each paw set down with deliberate care. The tension is palpable. The mother knows that for a solitary hunter, a single broken bone is a death sentence. But if she fails here, her lineage dies with her. The male bear lunge, but the mother meets him with a sudden, violent thrash of power. The first lesson of the Arctic is written in the red that stains the snow. Pain is the only currency accepted here. The rhythm of the fight changes. It becomes calculated. The male bear seeks the soft flank, but the mother spins, offering only a wall of muscle and teeth. She charges, ignoring the stabs of his claws to her chest. She bites into his neck, the pressure of her jaws locking like a mechanical fist. She does not let go. The giant recoils in shock, the pain radiating through his nervous system. Realizing the cost is too high, he turns, embarking on a slow, awkward retreat across the ice. The mother remains, a living emblem of consequence. Now, the day's first lesson for the cubs begins. She gathers them near, her breath blooming like white ghosts in the air. The science behind her survival is a miracle of evolution that I have watched her perfect over millions of years. Look closely at her fur. It appears white to the eye, but this is a deception of the light. Each hair is actually transparent and hollow, acting like a fiber optic cable that traps the sun's warmth and funnels it down to her skin. And that skin? It is not pink or white. It is jet black, a secret charcoal suit designed to absorb every scrap of heat from the pale Arctic sun. But even with this armor, the hunger returns. Motherhood is a heavy burden, and the sea is her only provider. She turns toward the water, driven by duty. The hatchlings of the ice follow her, small, soft echoes of a lineage that has outlasted the mammoths. The water is their first element, cool and strange. It carries them forward into a kingdom of fear, where the surface glimmers softly, but every creature knows what lurks beneath. In this world of patience, one movement decides everything. The mother reaches the edge of the sea ice. She catches a scent. Her nose is a biological masterpiece. She can smell a seal through 3 feet of solid ice from over a mile away. She begins the still hunt. She sits by a breathing hole, becoming a part of the ice itself. Stillness is her weapon. The wind feels cautious as it moves over her fur. Nothing stirs freely. Danger lies in the silence, not the sound. Hours pass. I, the frost, watch her heart rate drop. She is a statue of white stone. Then, a ripple. A seal emerges for a single breath of air. In the space between one heartbeat and the next, the mother strikes. The ice explodes. Her paws, wide and webbed for swimming, act like massive anchors as she hauls the prize from the depths. The strike does not miss. The legend beneath the surface takes what it has been waiting for. She does not chase. She lets time sharpen the strike, but she is not alone in the water. A pod of orcas, the wolves of the sea, glides through the murky depths. They are shadows with purpose, unseen yet everywhere. The mother bear watches the surface, her gaze locked on the dark fins that break the water. Even she, the queen of the ice, must bow to the power of the orca. She moves her cubs higher onto the thickest flow, relocation being her only defense. The journey continues. They reach a colony of walruses, gray giants that even the boldest creatures avoid. A walrus can weigh 2,000 pounds and possesses tusks of ivory that can pierce a bear as heart. The mother bear approaches, not with the intent to kill a bull, but to find the weak, the old, or the stray. She measures the gap, waiting for the herd to drop its guard. The walruses flinch, but they do not flee. They are a fortress of blubber and bone. The mother bear lunge, attempting to create panic. The herd erupts with motion, a 1,000-ton wave of flesh sliding toward the water. In the chaos of fear, reason is the first to drown. The mother bear finds her opportunity, a calf separated from its mother. She sinks her claws deep, using her entire body as an anchor to halt its flight. The struggle reaches its inevitable, quiet conclusion. The scent of fresh meat carries on the wind. The cubs approach the fallen prize with quiet awe. They feed in silence, their coats stained with the heavy cost of life. As the sun surrenders to the horizon, spilling gold across the frozen ocean and turning the ice into copper, the world holds its breath. Darkness claims the land, and the northern lights begin their ghost dance across the sky. In the language of survival, there is no room for mourning the fallen. Every journey carries a cost, and every life that ends ensures another will continue. The mother bear has outlived empires of beasts, watching the rise and fall of creatures long vanished. When the world transformed, she remained. She lives between two worlds, part creature of the sea, part sentinel of the land. Her story of life began in the snow, and it will end in the strength of the young she has sworn to defend. She is a survivor carved by time itself. For over 800,000 years, her kind has ruled these waterways, unchanged and undefeated. But the ice is changing. My grip is loosening. The water is becoming more dominant, and the white ghost must swim farther and fight harder than ever before. But as long as there is a single flow of ice, she will stand her ground. She will gather her cubs between teeth that have crushed bone. She will protect them with a fury that nothing in the wild should dare to challenge. For in the heart of the ancient frost, motherhood is the ultimate hunt. It is a moment where survival belongs not to the self, but to the future. The white ghost glides through the night, a shadow born of the river of time. The cubs follow, their bodies pressed close in a wave of motion. One day, they will command the ice. One day, they will be the nightmare of the seal and the rival of the wolf. But tonight, they are simply children of the cold, safe beneath the gaze of the mother who refused to let the winter take them. The world awakens once more with the first whisper of dawn, renewed and relentless. Every sip of water, every breath of air is a gift from danger, And as the wind whispers through the jagged ridges of the north, the message is clear. The queen still reigns. Her black skin drinks the sun, her hollow fur traps the heat, and her heart beats with the rhythm of 1,000 winters. The legend of the white ghost continues, written in the snow by the paws of the greatest hunter to ever walk the ice.